Let's talk about one of the most complex and controversial alliances in modern geopolitics, the United States and Israel. At first glance, it looks unbreakable. Billions in military aid, constant diplomatic backing, and ironclad political support. But beneath that surface, this relationship is far more complicated than most people realize. Since 1948, when the U.S. was one of the first nations to recognize Israel as a state, the alliance has only deepened. But the turning point came after the Six-Day War in 1967. That's when Israel's military dominance shocked the world. And Washington saw a strategic ally in the Middle East that could counter Soviet influence during the Cold War. Since then, Israel has received more U.S. aid than any other country. Over $150 billion in total, mostly in military support. In 2023 alone, it was nearly $4 billion.
Wow.
Most of that money goes straight back into American defense contractors, funding Iron Dome missile interceptors and F-35 fighter jets. But this alliance isn't just about military hardware. It's also about lobbying and politics. The American Israel Public Affairs Committee, or AIPAC, is one of the most powerful lobbies in Washington. Candidates across both parties often compete for their endorsement. Critics argue this blurs the line between foreign policy and domestic political pressure. Then there's the role of shared values. Both countries call themselves democracies, both claim to stand for freedom and stability. But that image has taken serious hits, especially in 2023 and 2024. When Israel's military operations in Gaza triggered massive global protests, including in major American cities, suddenly, younger voters in the U.S. began questioning the so-called special relationship. Polls in 2024 showed a sharp divide. Older Americans, especially conservatives, remained strongly pro-Israel. But Gen Z and millennials, particularly Democrats, started siding more with Palestinians. This split is now creating tension inside the White House. President Biden, while supporting Israel publicly, has faced mounting internal dissent from his own party. Staffers, college campuses, even progressive members of Congress are openly challenging the narrative that unconditional support for Israel is compatible with human rights. On the other side, Israel sees the U.S. as a vital shield against international pressure. Whenever the UN tries to condemn its military actions, the U.S. usually vetoes the resolution. But this support isn't guaranteed forever. The generational shift inside the U.S. continues. Israel might find itself increasingly isolated even from its closest ally. So what keeps the alliance going? Part strategy, part money, part history, and part political inertia.